Do you love Chip and Company podcast? Be sure to head over to chipandco.com for even more Disney Parks news, entertainment, and review podcasts. Chip and Company has been delivering the best in Disney news, planning tips, and more since 2009. And now you can get that news in an audio-only format, now 5 days a week. Every Monday, join Mark and Greg for Diz Life Podcast and start your week off the right way by living your best Disney life. Tuesday is our news and review podcast discussing the latest breaking news from the Walt Disney Corporation. Every Wednesday, we're discussing the best of Disney parks with Chip and Greg. Thursdays have Mark and Greg breaking down the top headlines of the week in And Company, a weekly news roundup. And don't forget to tune into Extra every single weekend where we give you a deep dive on the biggest topic of the week. Get that extra dose of Disney in your weekly commute, your time on the treadmill, or even just relaxing around the house. So what are you waiting for? Head over to chipandco.com today and become part of the fastest growing podcast network in the Disney community. We hope that you enjoyed today's podcast, and thank you for being a part of our podcast family. And now, two guys who are taping this episode 2 days early because of a hurricane, Greg the Disney fanatic, and Diz Live Mark.
Ahoy hoy everyone, and welcome to And Company. Welcome to our weekly review of the top headlines here from chipandco.com as we dive deeper into the topics that continue to garner your love and your attention. Thank you for being part of our show here on the Chip and Company Podcast Network. Don't forget to subscribe and be part of the fastest growing podcast network in the Disney community, where you can now get a daily dose of Disney five days a week. On today's podcast, we are talking about, will I or won't I have power tomorrow, Mark?
You won't.
Festival of the Holidays dropped some huge celebrity names. Did you know that there's a big anniversary this week? And Ducktales, a woohoo! I will be bringing the Rushmore of the week, and Mark will deliver what I hate as his spicy hot take of the week. And of course, as always, we will spend time trying to figure out where in the world is Mr. Chip Confer and where he has disappeared to this week. But before we get into the headlines, please let me welcome the co-host of And Company and purveyor of Diz Life Podcast, ladies and gentlemen, Mark Valentine. Mark, how are you doing this week, my friend?
Hopefully I have power living here in Pennsylvania, but for those people who do not know, it is Tuesday night at 8:30 p.m. We are recording tonight because tomorrow, brace for it, thoughts and prayers to everybody in Florida and in the way of this hurricane that is fast approaching. But we are recording this early because we don't know. There's a huge wild card this week. Hopefully, man, you have power. It is crazy right now.
I don't want thoughts and prayers. I don't want this hurricane.
Just come to my house. Come in. Okay.
You can come up. I'm telling you right now, Mark, get the extra spare bedroom ready because my family may be moving in for a week, depending on how bad or good this goes.
Okay. So listen, if you leave tomorrow ahead of the storm and you beat it north, then you'll probably be up to my house by the time that it is like pounding the Orlando area, and then we can sit around. We'll go get a slice. Actually, we'll get many slices of New York style pizza. Let me tempt you with bagels from New York. We'll have lox, bagels, a schmear, pizza, cheesesteaks, you name it, man. We will celebrate with food, song, and wine.
You had me at pizza. Simple as that. All right, Mark, let's get into it this week. Yeah. Let's start off with our top 4 headlines of the week at the Chip and Company website.
Well, obviously, and everyone is talking about it right now because let's face it, it's Thursday and we're living it. But it was just announced, again, we're recording on Tuesday night, that given the latest projections for Hurricane Ian, Walt Disney World theme parks and water parks will be closed both on Wednesday, September 28th through Thursday, September 29th. Disney Springs will be closed as of Wednesday, September 28th. We fully anticipate that Disney Springs will be closed on Thursday as well. Obviously, we will continue to provide updates. Both Chip and myself will have power, but we're monitoring weather conditions here at Chip & Co. so that we can make all of these announcements. But Walt Disney World is going to continue to monitor the safety of their cast and guests, including when it's safe for the cast to return to Walt Disney World to prepare for a reopening. Disney Resort Hotels, Fort Wilderness Resort and Campground, Copper Creek Cabins at Disney's Wilderness Lodge, Treehouse Villas at Saratoga Springs and Spa, and the bungalows at Disney's Polynesian Resort. Since these locations will temporarily close Wednesday through Friday due to the weather, Disney has been contacting guests with current and upcoming reservations for those. Typhoon Lagoon will close temporarily on the 28th and Thursday. Blizzard Beach is currently closed, so that it's not affected by the weather event. Winter Summerland, Miniature Golf, Fantasia Gardens will also temporarily close. Reservations for dining and other experiences effective immediately. They're not enforcing cancellation policies until further notice for dining and other experiences like Savi's Workshop, Bippity Boppity Boutique, etc., etc. And Disney is going to continue to monitor the weather conditions and is going to communicate fully in any way changes to the park operating hours or any special events as the weather event continues to unfold. But listen, vacations are relevant right now. Let's just stay safe, minimize damage to the park so that when the clouds lift, the weather passes, we can get back to resuming our vacations as normal.
This would be the only time I ever say go to an outside link, Mark. But in all seriousness, please stay tuned to whatever local weather and your local government offices have. For me, it's polkcounty.net. For you, whatever it is in Florida, the Florida Emergency Preparation, they have communications also open the whole time. The National Weather Service is staying on top of this. So please, those are real sites that are monitoring this 24/7. We are not a weather service, but we will give you updates on tracks. As it stands right now, Mark, I'm looking at the local forecast for this, and it's going right over my house. So it's supposed to be a Category 4 when it hits land somewhere between, I believe, Sarasota and Fort Myers, and then kind of head up, kind of catty corner across Florida. So listen, if you're in the track, if you're in the Orlando area, and I know we have a lot of listeners in this area, be safe. I happen to be very lucky and I'm not on a floodplain, so we normally don't get any flooding near us. We're positioned really nicely where my house is, so we know that we will be safe. If it gets too bad, obviously, we will be hopping in the car and evacuating along with everybody else. I know a lot of people at the beaches have already, Clearwater, Tampa, they've already been under mandatory evacuations. Please, just a few things to realize here.
Yeah, and I know that Floridians take it out as a badge of honor. So when Northerners or people from all over the country send our well wishes, Floridians roll up their sleeves and they're like, hey, this is a Tuesday at afternoon. I get all that. But listen, there's a lot of water that's coming your way. For the sake of pride, don't do anything silly or stupid. Please be respectful of the weather event. Hunker down, drink your wine, have your hurricane parties. But it's seriously, man, best wishes to you. And the invitation's open to you and your family, man. If you want to flee and come north,
I will say one thing, though. Be nice to each other out there.
Please.
This is crazy time. This is crazy stuff going on, especially cast members who are going through this. If you are staying at the Disney World resorts, just be nice to each other. Be kind. Know that we're all going through this. These type of events are very stress-driven.
Yes.
And please, just take care of yourself, take care of your family, and know that people are out there and resources are out there to help you. And
in the words of Boo and Ted,
on.
Be excellent to each other.
Thank you, Ted.
All right, man. Let's talk about
Bill S. Preston.
Bill S. Preston, Esquire, and Ted Theodore Logan. Come on.
Together, we are
Wild Stallions. Come on, man. All right, let's get some good news in here because we cannot perseverate on the storm. It's bad enough that we're going to be spending the next 2 days living it, or at least you will. Me from afar, just worrying about all of you guys down there. So Let's talk about Christmas, man.
And let's get over to Festival of the Holidays. They dropped, some amazing news for us. So, Candlelight Processional, celebrity narrators for Epcot's Festival of the Holidays announced. Returning stars and some new fan favorites have been added to this year's Festival of the Holidays, happening at Epcot this coming November 25th until December 30th. Check out the list below. Mark, is it time? Can we all scream NPH is returning?
NPH.
Get ready to fill your holiday season with songs at the Candlelight Processional, returning to Epcot International Festival of the Holidays. You can experience the celebrity narrators, the Voices of Liberty a cappella ensemble, a 50-piece live orchestra, and glorious masked choirs as they present a heartwarming retelling of the traditional Christmas story. Because the holidays are best celebrated with others, we could not be more excited to again share this tradition with the community as we invite guest choirs from across Florida to take part in the show. Choirs comprised of Disney cast members will also be returning, bringing music to their performance as they do their roles every day. Here we go. The 2022 lineup of celebrity narrators
Fired
features
up.
New and returning favorites, including actors from some of your favorite films, well-renowned singers, and other talented artists. Here is your first look at this year's narrators.
Drum roll, please.
We start off with Simu Liu, followed by Edward James Olmos. Raul Esparza is new this year. Returning favorite Whoopi Goldberg will be there. Isabella Rossellini is going to be doing this. Damon John. A brand new narrator this year will be Josh Gad. How cool is that? Gloria Estefan is new this year. The glorious triumphant return of Neil Patrick Harris, followed by Mariska Hargitay, followed again Cal Ripken Jr. for some of you baseball fans out there. Marie Osmond, Courtney Vance, and it ends with who I'm really excited to see, Miss Angela Bassett.
What a voice. What a voice. Angela Bassett, of course, going to steal the show on Christmas Day, Christmas Eve, and the 26th. Who are you most excited about? I need to know.
Angela Bassett is probably my first number one on the list.
Okay.
She is glorious in everything she does.
Over Josh Gad? I am shocked.
Josh Gad is number two.
Okay.
No, Angela Bassett, her voice and her career has the trajectory she has gone on her movie role and what she has done. And then she is truly... Like, I don't know. She's just, her voice is just stupendous. I love Angela Bassett. A lot of people don't realize about me.
All right. Predict
for you.
Okay. Predict the nerd in me. I'm asking you to predict. Look at that list. You know what a gigantic nerd I am, and tell me who I'm most excited about.
Josh Gad, Simu Liu, and Neil Patrick Harris.
It's Simu Liu, dude. It's Simu Liu. Dude, Shang-Chi. Shang-Chi is narrating the Christmas story. That's everything to me. I want to be there on the 25th, but Linda's going to make us go for Neil Patrick Harris.
I got a text from Linda. I'm sorry, Holly got a text from Linda saying, how do we get there for Neil Patrick Harris?
Yeah, Linda wants...
You just make reservations. Yep. And she was like, done.
Yep, she wants NPH in the worst way, but I need to see Simu Liu, man. It's Shang-Chi delivering the Christmas story. Amazing.
It is Simu Liu? Liu, not Simu Liu?
Simu Liu.
Simu Liu. Okay. I don't want to mispronounce somebody's name, man. I try and be respectful here.
He will just straight up hit you with the 10 rings right in the face if you get his
right
name
in the face. If you make it down, I will go with that to you. Go to that with you. Wow. So I cannot speak tonight because I have hurricane on the brain. I will go to that one with you.
As hurricane
but
brain.
it looks like, to be quite honest, you will be down here for the Neil Patrick Harris one.
I don't know. Who knows? Who knows at this point? It's all good. I mean, I don't know how this is going to happen either because I have the 10K and the 5K in the beginning of November. So I should just move down there, Greg.
There is space. Apparently, Linda cannot stay with us because I have cats, and she has
super
been through
allergic.
enough recently.
Yeah.
So,
oh my goodness.
Mark, are you bringing her down with you? Has that been worked out yet?
Well, she has the full invite for the
I would imagine, of course she does.
Yeah. So we don't know at this point. She's probably going to come for the weekend. So she might come like Friday night and then stay Saturday and then fly home Sunday. Who knows?
Nice.
We'll find out.
I am going to be there as your number one cheerleader this year.
Can you get a confetti cannon for me, please?
I've saved my Pinkie Pie confetti cannon from last year.
Oh my God. And since it's a Pinkie Pie cannon, I want it especially. So we're going to make that happen. All right, dude, let's talk about this amazing anniversary that's coming up. Everybody right now is, of course, focused on the approaching storm, but there is a major milestone that's going to be celebrated in Walt Disney Parks history, and that is October 1st, 2022 marks 40-year anniversary of Epcot. Today, we got a first look at the new food and drink offerings that were coming to Epcot for the 40th anniversary. Since opening in 1982, the park has allowed guests to pass through its gates to get a glimpse into the future, travel the world while experiencing different cultures, and take their taste buds on a journey through delicious food festivals throughout the course of the year. The possibilities over the last 40 years have been endless and will continue to be both exciting for these plans that lie ahead for the future of this iconic park. But to celebrate the momentous occasion, it's only fitting to go and try some of these tasty treats. For select days surrounding the anniversary, various locations will be serving up eats and sips, honoring 40 years of fun and flavors over at Epcot. So from the Epcot 40th Liege Waffle to the recently opened Connections Cafe to the Figment Sponge Cake at Sunshine Seasons and the Don Don Noodles at Nine Dragon, there's something for everyone to taste and celebrate 4 decades of Epcot.
The 40th anniversary has come to my favorite park.
And what does it mean, Greg? Merch and food.
Merch and food.
I can't. Don't get me on a soapbox. Here's 40 years.
You and I both are going to soapbox this one. So
here's 40 years. Buy stuff.
You can, because my anger is building. But
where's the stage shows? Where's the pageantry? I need more than a spirit.
Before you go off on that, will they or will they not do a Spaceship Earth icon show that night?
If they don't, I'm going to be severely depressed.
Oh, I'm throwing something. Like, I'm throwing fists. I'm throwing a fit. I'm throwing a tantrum. I'm throwing something if there is not an Epcot Spaceship Earth icon show.
So how do you have a 40-year celebration without having something that's massive? Like, I get it. We're in the midst of the 50th still, so we don't want to overshadow that. Dare we overshadow a 18-month-long celebration? Epcot is getting shortchanged, in my opinion. Like, this is 4 decades of an iconic park, a park that Walt held near and dear to him. And if the best that we're getting is like a Figment sponge cake and...
Whoa. It is a Figment sponge cake. Let's not knock that.
That's great.
Have you seen this sponge cake?
So Epcot is my favorite park, and I'm a little, can you tell, bitter that I feel like it's getting shortchanged.
And it is being. Listen, this could have sufficed. Is it fair? So is it fair to do a 40th anniversary celebration with all the walls up and the park not being complete?
No, it's a tragedy.
Bad timing
of epic proportions, and it's not fair.
Listen, we can't I can't knock them because the pandemic happened. Yep. All this other stuff happened.
So compensate. In some
41st,
in some way, form or fashion, compensate for the fact that we got hit by a pandemic and the park wasn't even remotely ready for this celebration.
Have you not seen the flan?
This is my favorite part. Are you saying
the flan is not compensatory?
We don't have a hub. There's no central area to walk through.
I'll have your flan. Give me a hub.
It's a freaking construction zone. It's freaking bats. No, it's a freaking construction zone.
It's a freaking laser shark. Can I not get a freaking shark with a laser?
All right, moving on because this isn't my hot take, dude. Go ahead.
No, because it could go. Woohoo! Ladies and gentlemen, a new interactive adventure is coming to Epcot later this year. Originally announced in 2019, before the show was canceled, Disney Ducktales World Showcase Adventure is finally going to be opening in 2022. Disney's Ducktale World Showcase Adventure invites guests to join Scrooge McDuck, Donald, nephews Huey, Dewey, and Louie, Launchpad, and Webby in search of priceless treasures. Using the Play Disney Parks mobile app, guests take a trip around World Showcase, discovering exotic destinations, exciting mysteries, and maybe even a few thieves, villains, and supernatural guardians of the ancient artifacts. This will be the next iteration of the popular interactive scavenger hunt around World Showcase guests have enjoyed for the years as they experience the magic of possibility at Epcot. Kartika Rodriguez, the vice president of Epcot, said, "It's true that here at Epcot, we believe teamwork and world exploration makes our world a better place. So I'm delighted to share that Disney Ducktales World Showcase Adventure is coming to Epcot later this year. This experience will be the perfect way for young and young at heart to play their way around World Showcase because life is better when we explore the world around us together. I'm excited to share with you very soon." You may remember Phineas and Ferb World Adventure was fun. You may also know that Ducktales, the show, canceled on Disney Channel. You may also know that there is a new thing called Magic Band Plus. Who knows, Mark? What are we? Look, I love Ducktales. You and I, just before we started the episode, we're talking about Ducktales and singing along. So we are both Ducktale stans. What do you think?
It's going to be fun. This is the kind of thing that's fun and interesting for the locals. If I didn't come to Disney World so much, I'd probably skip it and focus on doing other things. But this is the kind of thing that's really fun, and it changes up the park. I hope that it's Magic Band Plus. I'm assuming it's Magic Band Plus because why not at this point?
Right. We talked about months ago about being excited about Magic Band Plus and them adding new interactions. The characters, the statues were working. They have the Batu Bounty Hunter thing. This seems like it works right into that game plan of what we were talking about.
It seems, but let's see. If it's a paper scavenger hunt, then I'll come back on and I'll give it a big womp womp. But otherwise, it sounds really cool.
Are you a woohoo?
Woo! Yeah, I like it. Right. So Chip would definitely get into this. Like I can tell you right now, knowing him, hanging out with him, having spent time with him, Chip, what are you most excited about with the DuckTales adventure around Epcot? Hey man, where's Chip?
Well, Mark, when last we saw Chip, he was boarding a plane back to his home in North Carolina, trying to escape Hurricane Ian. Unfortunately, MCO Airport closed, and as he was about to board the plane, we have heard rumors that he tried to sneak in on the last flight out in the luggage of some quote-unquote very important businessman.
Well, I could have told you that wasn't going to work. He's a crocodile.
No word on where he is right now or if it succeeded. We will stay tuned to this situation as it develops. Did Chip Confer actually get on the plane? Did he know who the businessman was? Do we know who it was? Mark, tune in next week.
These are the answers that we need to find out. Did we get him back from the multiverse, or is that like Croc Chip?
I don't know.
Because that's why he got detained. If it's still a Croc version of Chip, he definitely got detained, and he's probably getting sent to Gatorland as we speak.
What I'm thinking is this has slowly turned into a choose-your-own-adventure.
Well, I like it when it's connected.
If we turn to the wrong page, we are going to lose it and have to restart at the beginning. So let's hope that Croc Chip is doing okay. The multiverse Chip comes back to us soon, and we find out who this businessman is.
Tune in next week for more daring tales of where in the world is Chip Confer.
The Shadow Knows.
The Shadow Knows.
We've turned it into a radio program.
We did. Along the way, we turned into a radio show. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's time now for the Rushmore of the week. Every single week, one of the two of us is bringing you the top 4 of some random item that we determined before the show. That's how literally how close to broadcast we come up with these ideas. So about 15 minutes prior to recording, Greg pontificated on some random item that he chose 4 things. which is he is now going to present in this week's Random Rushmore.
Mark, this week I've decided to do a Lincoln Memorial instead. My top one Disney movie starring Eddie Murphy. And that is 2003's Disney's The Haunted Mansion, with an honorable mention to Mulan.
Greg, could you please elaborate for me?
No.
All right.
Seriously, though, my Rushmore of Disney, I am doing live action movies from the 1970s. I have a lot of time coming up, Mark, over the next few days, and instead of catching up on shows like Andor or The Rings of Power, I've decided to rewatch some older Disney movies from the 70s. So here, Mark, is my Rushmore of the week.
We salute you.
Wait. My number one pick of 1970s live action movies from Disney is Freaky Friday. A mother and daughter find their personalities switched and have to live each other's lives on one strange Friday, starring a young Jodie Foster. This movie has been remade countless times in countless ways. Think of movies like 17 again, 13 going on 30, the remake of Freaky Friday starring Jamie Lee Curtis and Lindsay Lohan. It's Freaky Friday. How could you not want to watch the original 1975 Disney version? My number two, or three.
Yeah, whatever. In no particular
it's
order.
Going up on the Rushmore. They're all equal in my mind.
They're all there. Yeah, they're all up there.
Letter
B.
Second choice. Number B would be Candle Shoe. Welcome to Candle Shoe, a stately English manor where a swashbuckling pirate hid a fortune in Spanish doubloons centuries ago. And that's when young orphan Casey and a sly con man that's what they're determined to find. And all shenanigans happen during this movie.
Are you just having a Jodie Foster film festival?
Starring a young Jodie Foster.
You're just having a Jodie Foster film festival. That's what this is.
My number three is Contact. No, I'm kidding. Candle Shoe's great, man. What an adventure movie to start off on. Like the kids, it's pre-Goonies, man. Like
nothing is the Goonies.
Awesome.
Nothing.
This is pre-Goonies. So we have Freaky Friday. We have Candle Shoe. The next one, of course, has to be Escape to Witch Mountain.
Of course.
An unscrupulous millionaire tries to catch two mysterious children with superpowers. Eddie Gilbert from Green Acres. Yeah, Green Acres is the place for... If you ever watched on reruns, black and white, it was before our time. So it's way before a lot of people's time.
I had Nick at Night, I recall.
He plays the old guy who helps these kids escape, who have magical superpowers. What a fun... It was remade with The Rock.
With The Rock. Are you a fan of... I was just going to say, are you a fan of the remake with Dwayne The Rock Johnson?
No.
Okay, me either. All right, last but certainly not least.
Letter orange. The black hole, my friend.
That's what she said.
Not only is the black hole beautifully made...
Oh my God.
Technical.
Did you just say that?
It does get a little campy, but it's a Disney movie.
Did you just...
I'm just pushing on, man. I'm just pushing on.
Keep going. Just keep going. Just keep going.
It not only does it get a little campy, but it is a Disney movie after all, and you can forgive it for being its attempt at comic relief. This is a very unlikely sort of film for Disney, just like another film called Tron. It is tragically underrated. The special effects and set design of this movie are breathtaking, but it's the script that makes it the best part. The ending is one of the most surreal and haunting in any science fiction film, and especially bold for a Disney film. The characterizations are wonderful, and the robots, especially Maximilian, which could be the greatest cinematic robot villain to date, are unforgettable. And then Vincent. Who can forget Vincent? Ladies and gentlemen, that is my top 4 Rushmore of Disney live-action films from the 1970s.
Tonight's presentation of The Black Hole will be brought to you by Preparation H. When you're enjoying this beautifully made Black Hole movie, there's only one that can sponsor it. Preparation H. I can't believe you said that,
I am
dude.
glad you put the finger on the button on that one because, Mark, I hate you right now and what you are about to do on the spicy hot take. So, as always, ladies and gentlemen, our final segment of the night is the spicy hot take, and this week's hot take is from Mr. Mark Valentine.
All right, speaking of the Christmas season and talking about the Festival of the Holidays and the return of the Candlelight Processional, I need to get a little spicy. I'm apologizing in advance, Greg, because I'm kind of taking a dump on your Christmas traditions. But here's my hot take for the week. Give me a New York City Christmas over Disney any day, Mr. Gregory. There's something inherently unnatural about Christmas in 90-degree weather. Call me old-fashioned, but Snope does not satisfy this guy right here. Sure, you can put on the Hallmark Channel. You can deck those halls all that you want, Greg. But I can't do Christmas without a little cold weather in the air, the threat of snow on the horizon, that giant Christmas tree in Rockefeller Center, and the Rockettes doing their signature high kicks to celebrate the Radio City Music Hall Christmas Spectacular. Give me steam emanating from the sewer, the smell of burnt pretzels and roasted nuts from the vendors in the streets, because Christmas to me, Greg, is New York City. Sure, I love to visit. Give me that Candlelight Processional and the Festival of the Holidays, but it feels wholly unnatural for me to celebrate Christmas when I can't drink cocoa in the blazing hot weather. I know there are some off chances that I get a frigid day in Florida in December, but it's more than likely going to be hot as Hades, and for that reason, I just can't get into Christmas in the Sunshine State. Sorry, Greg.
Mark.
Is this your card?
Why? Why would you do it? You know I'm about to go through a hurricane, and my last thoughts of you are going to be how much I hate you for Christmas.
I'm sorry. You're more than welcome to come and enjoy the cold weather and a real Christmas.
Hold on 1 second, Mark. What's this I found?
There's a gesture happening on screen right now, and it's being sent. Don't worry, it's being censored. No one can see it. No one can see it.
I have a question for you. Have you seen the giant trees at Wilderness Lodge at Epcot?
I have.
At Main Street, USA.
Yes, I have, and they feel a little unnatural in 90-degree heat. I'm so. Call me Kevin McAllister because
Let's talk about snow.
I can't do Christmas in Miami.
Let's talk about snow. You have that beautiful, it normally happens overnight. It's that fresh, beautiful blanket of snow where everything just gets quiet and it's refreshing and beautiful out. And then you see like deer imprints where the deer walked over it, or maybe a scurrying little rodent. And then the next day, Mark, it's slush. It's dirty. And let's not talk about finding a pack of yellow snow somewhere in there. Do you really want to deal with yellow snow, Mark? The answer is no. But this is your hot take. I cannot argue with you.
Ladies and gentlemen, I think we just found the Grinch, and it was me.
You just Grinched me out.
I straight up Grinched you, and I apologize. Hey, sometimes these hot takes, they got to be spicy. And you know what? I just brought the cayenne pepper for you tonight, and I'm really sorry. You're more than welcome to get me back next week, man. But this was fun. Again, I hope that you're going to be safe in all of this. I'm worried about you. And you're more than welcome to join us here in the Northeast if you want to run away from the storm. I would recommend that you run away from the storm. After that hot take, you may not want to, but that's beside the point.
You did say pizza. Well, that will do it for another episode of And Company. A little short tonight, but listen, I am dealing with a hurricane. So be safe. I know by the time you hear this on Thursday morning, everything will be in action. So please pay attention to the National Weather Service and keep yourself safe. We appreciate every single one of you who have liked, who have subscribed, who have joined us in this adventure called & Company. Please check all the other podcasts from this week at Chip & Company Podcast Network and stay with us as we may be bringing you some amazing news in the coming days. Maybe a new show will be joining us here at the Chip & Company Podcast Network, Mark. But as always, Mark, end of line.
End of line. Stay safe, everybody. Hey guys, Diz Life Mark here, and I want to tell you all about the official travel partner here at Chip & Company. Let our good friend Sarah at Destination to Travel help you plan your next Disney vacation. Sarah specializes in planning dream vacations for your family. She's an authorized Disney vacation planner, and she can help with every step of your magical vacation. The best thing is that her services are 100% free. Want to travel beyond Disney? Sarah has you covered there too. Want to find out more? Fill out a trip request form over at the website at Chip & Co. or email her directly at sarahsolberg@d2travel.com. What are you waiting for? Start planning that dream vacation today. Email her at sarahsolberg@d2travel.com.